How 3 ancient elements point to liberation, according to Jesus? There is a reason ancient wisdom described matter not as inert substance, but as silent language expressing deeper order hidden beneath visible reality. According to the Gnostic tradition, physical existence was never meant to imprison perception, but to reveal symbols capable of awakening remembrance of origin. Certain materials appeared repeatedly across sacred traditions, not as objects of superstition, but as reminders of principles that remain constant even as the world changes. Jesus spoke through images drawn from daily life, preserving truth in forms simple enough to be recognized, yet profound enough to remain protected from distortion. Salt, iron, and frankincense were understood as symbolic reflections of stability, protection, and elevation of awareness. These elements were seen as reminders that meaning is not created by external systems, but recognized through inner alignment. When symbolic language is remembered, perception begins to reorganize itself, revealing continuity where separation once appeared dominant. In the Gnostic perspective, the material world is not denied, but reinterpreted as an expression of deeper structure preceding visible form. Jesus communicated through symbols accessible to all, yet understood fully only through contemplation. Salt became associated with preservation of essence, representing continuity untouched by time or corruption. Iron, shaped through fire yet resistant to fragmentation, symbolized strength of inner structure capable of remaining stable amid uncertainty. Frankincense, rising as subtle fragrance, reflected movement of awareness beyond immediate limitation, suggesting perception capable of transcending surface appearance. The Archon matrix is described as functioning through distraction, maintaining attention fixed on what constantly changes rather than what remains. When interpretation shifts from reaction to contemplation, familiar elements begin revealing unexpected depth. Through symbolic recognition, perception becomes receptive to coherence present across traditions that preserved wisdom through generations. Gnostic teachings often describe awakening as remembering what has never truly been absent, only obscured by identification with transient appearances. Jesus pointed toward recognition emerging within, emphasizing inner authority aligned with continuity beyond distortion. Salt, iron, and frankincense appear across cultures as symbolic bridges between visible structure and invisible origin. The Archon matrix is portrayed as reinforcing fragmentation, encouraging perception limited to immediate appearances rather than underlying unity. As symbolic understanding deepens, the impression of separation begins to soften, allowing awareness to perceive patterns consistent across time. Matter itself becomes language pointing beyond form, inviting observation rather than assumption. Meaning reveals itself progressively when attention becomes steady and receptive. Gnostic wisdom suggests that clarity arises when perception aligns with what remains constant despite change. Through contemplation, even the simplest elements begin expressing deeper significance. Within Gnostic interpretation, the message, attributed to Jesus, emphasizes recognition of inner authority rather than dependence on imposed interpretation. Symbolic matter functions as a reminder that meaning is discovered through perception, aligned with continuity preserved throughout ancient teachings. Salt, iron, and frankincense reflect archetypal principles found repeatedly across civilizations, suggesting that symbolic language has always served as bridge between visible and invisible dimensions. The Archon matrix is described as sustaining itself through fragmentation of attention, preventing sustained reflection capable of revealing unity beneath complexity. When awareness becomes stable, coherence begins to emerge where confusion once appeared dominant. These teachings encourage recognition of the relationship between perception and interpretation. Gnostic tradition presents awakening as gradual remembrance of unity underlying diversity. Through this lens, ordinary elements participate in a larger narrative pointing toward origin and continuity preserved across time. Gnostic tradition frequently presents knowledge as illumination, emerging through recognition rather than accumulation. Jesus pointed toward awareness capable of perceiving stability beneath constant transformation, encouraging contemplation as pathway to clarity. Salt, iron, and frankincense symbolize continuity between tangible experience and symbolic understanding, suggesting that meaning has always been encoded within the structure of reality itself. The Archon matrix is described as reinforcing identification with what changes constantly, drawing perception away from patterns that endure. As awareness begins recognizing stability across time, interpretation reorganizes naturally without force. Symbolic language invites reflection on how meaning reveals itself progressively when perception becomes receptive. The journey described within Gnostic teaching emphasizes remembrance of what has always been present beneath the movement of circumstances. The symbolic language preserved within Gnostic tradition presents reality as layered with meaning beyond immediate appearance. Jesus emphasized recognition of continuity beneath transformation, guiding perception toward what remains stable across time. Salt, iron, and frankincense appear as reminders that interpretation influences experience, shaping how reality is perceived. The Archon matrix is described as operating through constant distraction, preventing deeper reflection capable of revealing coherence beneath surface complexity. Awareness expands as perception becomes receptive to patterns underlying existence itself. Gnostic teaching suggests that meaning unfolds through contemplation, revealing unity where separation once appeared dominant. If this message found you at the right moment, the first step of this path is available through the guide prepared to help you deepen your understanding of these symbolic principles. The link is in the pinned comment for those ready to continue this journey of inner recognition. Remain present for a few moments, allowing the symbolic meaning explored here to settle naturally within awareness. Prepare yourself to receive the vibrational dimension of this teaching. In the next moments, a mantra inspired by these sacred symbolic principles will begin. Allow the sound to gently guide perception beyond words, integrating the essence of salt, iron, frankincense, as reminders of continuity, stability, and elevation of consciousness. Let the mantra conclude this experience as a bridge between understanding and inner recognition.
In the hidden text, he revealed three things, three materials of earth that Archons fear: salt, iron, frankincense. Tonight you choose. They buried the teaching in Hammadi's sand, three sacred objects in the Savior's hand. Not symbols or stories, but frequency and stone. Protection for the chosen walking home alone. The Archons feel what they cannot control, materials that shield the awakening soul. Jesus spoke the words in Aramaic tongue. The war for liberation has begun. Salt of the sea, Parzela Kaddish, the iron sets me free. Lebon Takadish, the frankincense smoke, three sacred objects in the prison broke. Carry one tonight, the chosen will know which frequency calls where your spirit must go. Salt, iron, frankincense, the Trinity shield. Against the Archons we shall not yield. Salt absorbs the thoughts they broadcast in, white crystals holding where the darkness has been left. Pocket near your heart, replace it with the moon. The mental chains are breaking, liberation coming soon. Iron magnetized in your right hand, strong, blocking etheric cords where they don't belong. Stand before me, let all evil flee. The warrior's protection, sovereign and free. Tonight, let the testing begin. Feel the shift in frequency deep within. Salt, iron, frankincense, the ancient way. Jesus taught the chosen what to carry today. They told you it was metaphor, just symbols in a book. But Jesus gave us physics if we'd only look. Quantum fields and frequency, materials and light. Take the object meant for you and carry it tonight. The gospel of Philip, the Pistis Sophia. Hidden knowledge burning like a fire. Orthodox suppressed, what makes a sovereign strong? But the Gnostic truth survived 2,000 years long. Hold like a dish, Jesus are the chosen, we shall break the chains.